What is it that you see that stands out now about Rahul Gandhi?
He's been branded as Pappu. People felt he really didn't have it. I used to think, he's well-meaning, sincere, but he does not click with the people. Earlier, people used to ask this question, but then who can take on Modi? Today, I think there's less of that.
Hello and welcome to the Indian Express. You're watching Explain Politics with Neerja Chowdhury, our contributing editor at the Indian Express. And today we're here to talk about Rahul Gandhi, his recent interactions and his visit to Raebareli. And we'll also look back at Prime Minister Modi's remarks where he called Congress a parasite. So, Neerja ma'am, thank you so much for joining me in this discussion. So let me first begin with the big question, Rahul Gandhi. Ever since he's become the leader of opposition, after the parliament session ended, we see him interacting with the laborers, getting his hands dirty with them. He's interacting with loco pilots. We also see him in Raebareli where he visited Hanuman temple first, and he also met a couple of the family members of Captain Anshuman Singh who lost his life. What does this mean? When we look at these interactions and what Rahul Gandhi is doing, is there something that we can make out of this? Does this mean that he's trying to do a image makeover? What is it that you are picking up?
Well, he's certainly become the buzz of the post-poll season.
Right.
Everybody's talking about it, people are commenting on it, people are analyzing. You and I will spend the next few minutes doing likewise. What does it all add up to?
Yes.
Of course, it has given great heart to the Congress party to make a jump from 52 seats to 99, just one short of 100. I don't know whether they expected it. Some of them used to talk about it, but since in the last two elections they've done very poorly, coming in the 40s and last time 52. So this was a 100% jump. So any party would get new heart, new enthusiasm out of it.
Newfound confidence.
Yes, newfound confidence, and that newfound confidence was evident in the body language of Rahul Gandhi when he made his first speech as leader of the opposition on the floor of the House.
Correct.
Now, there were people, I certainly was one of them, who wondered whether he will take on to be leader of the opposition. Because so far, he's taken decisions, but from behind the scenes. He's preferred, at least after he resigned following the 2019 debacle of his party, he's chosen not to come up front. But that doesn't mean he wasn't taking the decisions. He was taking all the decisions. But he decided to be LOP, and that is not leader of the Congress alone, it is leader of the opposition in the House, and that means leading from the front.
Right.
So that was a big decision. Number two, when he spoke, of course, Rahul Gandhi has from time to time been very combative, particularly against the Prime Minister, against the BJP. Also, his language has often been what I would call problematic. This time, when he spoke in Parliament, of course, the language could have been different. I'm old school and feel, parliamentary language has to be in a particular way. We are used to that. But he was very combative, but he was also confident. He was thinking on his feet.
Sure.
He gave it back to them. There was this, the speaker said something and he gave it back. He was ready with the answers. So he was well prepared.
Also, when Modi said something and he immediately responded.
On the Hindu bit.
Yes.
And he gave a lecture on Hinduism.
Yes.
In a sense, trying to articulate a counter to the ideological discourse that the BJP has had around Hindutva as their political ideology.
What is it that you see that stands out now about Rahul Gandhi?
More confidence and readiness to lead from the front. As I said, Those two were evident. And somewhere, he's been branded as Pappu for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And people felt he really didn't have it. I used to think, he's well-meaning, sincere, but he does not click with the people. But somewhere that has begun to shift. And in this election, of course, 99 is no number.
Right.
If you want to think of the majority, it is no number if you compare it to the 240 of the BJP either. And the Prime Minister being in his third term. They have a long way to go. But it has infused new confidence in the party, in him, and therefore it has enabled him to lead from there. And he's told, I'm told friends in the past, I've developed a thick skin. People calling me this, that and the other, but he stayed the course. And the thing that many people talk about now is that, look, he has been consistent all along. They talk about his consistency. He's been talking this all along. He's shown the courage to call a spade a spade. So suddenly there's a greater appreciation also. Somewhere the mood is turning in the country. It may not be enough, but in certain parts of the country, the mood has been turning. And somewhere that changing mood is represented by Rahul Gandhi. People who are opposed to this government see him as their symbol. And they see him as the future Prime Minister. So the earlier, that's the other thing that I believe has changed. Earlier people used to ask this question, but then who can take on Modi? Today I think there's less of that. Many more people think he is the person who's going to take on Modi. So that is the shift that has also taken place.
And so you're saying that number one, he's more confident, he's consistent, and that's why people believe that now there's a face of the opposition. It's Rahul Gandhi. At the same
he's ready to lead from the front and not running away every other month.
Yes.
Running abroad every other month.
Like you said, calling spade a spade. He's confident, out there, vociferous. So these are the things that are sort of bringing the newness that we are seeing right now, right? The appeal that people are sort of acknowledging, probably. We also had one report in the Indian Express where our writer said that the kind of outfit that he's wearing, the white t-shirt and the cargo pants, that's also making an impact. People can relate to him, the kind of language that he's sort of using, and these frequent interactions with people. Sometimes you see him sitting on the roadside, having like a casual interaction with people. So that's quite appealing. What would you say? Is that normal for a politician? Because we haven't seen that happening in recent times.
No, only once he wore the white kurta pajama in Parliament. Otherwise, he's kept to his t-shirt.
White t-shirt, yes.
White t-shirt.
Yes.
And he's gone back to it. I thought, oh, now he's going to...
No, white t-shirt. We saw the white t-shirt and cargo pants from Bharat Jodo Yatra. And
yes, of course.
Yeah.
But when he wore that kurta pajama, we thought, maybe he's now going to go towards kurta pajama. But obviously
yes. I think that was when, on the first day of the Parliament.
That's correct. That's correct. So anyway, does it have an appeal for young India? Maybe yes. Does it have an appeal for those who watch digital media? Yes, rather than print media, read the print media or the television, which is now seems to be getting phased out much more. And the social media, the new media has overtaken everything.
Yes.
And the podcasts are doing very well, and they are believed to have greater study needs to be done on this, but they seem to have had a role in determining the outcome of the recently held election. But there is another thing about Rahul that is of interest, and that is, I suppose, is a strategy of the Congress party, is to continue with his Bharat Jodo Yatra. So his forays to, whether it's Manipur, whether it's to Assam, whether it was to Hathras, whether it's to Rai Bareli, meeting the victim of, the Agnipath scheme, who lost his life, meeting the parents, He and picking up a child, putting an arm around a worker, and so on. These were images we saw during the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Yeah.
And Bharat Jodo Yatra is what gave Rahul Gandhi his own identity.
Yes.
It is, he moved away from the politics, I won't say away from the politics of entitlement, but from entitlement with which he was totally identified as a member of the Nehru Gandhi family, as a result of which he was the president of the party, and the party waited 4 long years because he couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to be president, and his mother continued to be interim president. And it is then, after 4 years, that Mr. Kharge took over as party president. I mean, unthinkable for the grand old party of India not to have a full-time president. But that image, because he walked on his feet 4,000 kilometers, that was Rahul Gandhi's achievement. And that is what people registered. I know wherever I went, when I tracked the Yatra, but otherwise also people would say he need not have done this, and he came to us walking.
Yes.
To listen to us. So
Yes.
I think that was the real turning point in Rahul's political career, and that he's continuing now. After Parliament, he's gone into different areas and giving out the signal. I'm there. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to raise your problems in Parliament. So let's see how this actually takes shape.
Yeah.
But can his success go to his head? Can he overlead
I have a
the
feeling
situation?
no, probably.
I don't know. I don't know. I give this example, for instance, that he made so much of Hinduism being different from Hindutva in Parliament, and then he makes this comment about the Ram Mandir movement being defeated. Now, that is an overread of the situation. The Ram Mandir movement led to the creation of the Ram temple, about which most Hindus are very happy.
Yeah.
It would be wrong to assume that because the result has been what it is, and UP, the BJP numbers went down and they lost in Ayodhya, that people don't feel good about Ram Mandir, or that they are not proud to be Hindus. What they are tired of is Hindu-Muslim conflict. What they may be tired of is using Hindu-Muslim conflict as a political tool by the BJP. And there is a distinction between that. So I think, will he overread things that are coming from the ground? I don't know. But the real challenge is going to be different. The real challenge for him is going to be, you see, the people want the Congress party to revive as a counter to the BJP. There's no doubt about that. The Congress has done very well in Maharashtra. It was the beneficiary of the sympathy wave that was there for Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar. So generally people want the Congress now to revive. And with Rahul in the forefront, there's every chance, he's gone. I mean, he went after Parliament straight to Gujarat. As I said, the lion's den, and said, we are going, like in Ayodhya, we are going to win in Gujarat in 2027. And if they win, the opposition wins Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh in 2027, the situation is going to become very different for the 2029 elections. Anyway, that's far in the future. But he certainly is taking steps, very strategically. But if the Congress starts to revive, could it, unless it moves very wisely, incrementally, very quickly, the allies of the Congress, the regional parties, will begin to be apprehensive. Will the Congress revive at our cost? Unless you say to Akhilesh Yadav, 2027 UP elections is yours.
Is that a point of concern? Because Prime Minister Modi also said in the Parliament that Congress is like a parasite who is relying heavily on its allies. So is it a point of concern?
Well, certainly the Congress, in the areas that it did well, I mentioned Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh heavily relied on Samajwadi Party,
Yeah.
and otherwise it would not have won. But it's also true that the Muslims and Dalits may not have come in such large numbers for the alliance if the alliance had not been there. If the Congress had not been part of the alliance. Congress has very little to offer organizationally. It really has to knuckle down to hard work to build up their organization. But yes, in Tamil Nadu, Bengal, of course, they did not have an alliance. The Aam Aadmi Party alliance didn't work, and probably now is not going to be there also. And of course, Bihar, it could have done, it did not do as well in Bihar as they had expected. But yes, the Congress is heavily reliant on its allies, there's no doubt about that. But so was the BJP in 1984. You know, after 84, when it had only 2 Lok Sabha seats, it jumped slowly, piggybacking its alliances. Every party does that when you're weak. You build up alliances. So also the Congress Party. And that's the way. But I'm talking of a...
But that's not a bigger concern.
No, I think it is a concern. I'm making a different point. That to keep that alliance together, the Congress will of course have to be not like Big Brother, but also take a step back if it wants the alliance to be around for 2029 or in the state elections. Now it can say, I'm going gung-ho, we are going to revive, we will pull out all stops. Akhilesh Yadav, Tejasvi Yadav, you take care of yourselves. We'll see 2029 after the elections what happens. That's one line to take. I'm going to revive my party. The other line is going to be, okay, we are in it together. You take the largest share in the state elections and you give us the largest share in the national election. So, you know, you take larger number of seats. If we come to power, you will be the CM. It will go to you. So also Tejasvi Yadav. Next year when elections are held, we are not going to rock the boat in any way. We are going to hold our horses and go slow. Now, that is a decision they will have to take, the Congress Party. And it will, you know, taking everybody along in the opposition is going to be a real challenge and will call for statesmanship of the highest order from Rahul Gandhi and from other Congress leaders. Because in the past, their record is very different.
What was the record like?
Record is to be Big Brother. We are now reviving. We are the Big Brother. We are not going to give in to any of this. We will bargain hard for you, with you, and therefore alliances could break as a result. Because these parties will fear. You know, they have grown at the expense of the Congress, and they will fear that they will lose ground as the Congress starts to revive. So it is their existence also in question.
Right. So Rahul Gandhi is confident, consistent, but at the same time, Congress will have to tread with caution, not be the big brother. So thank you, Neerja, for bringing us your perspective into the discussion, as always. And thank you, viewers. If you enjoyed this video, then like and subscribe to our channel, The Indian Express, for more. And we'll be back next week again with Neerja. Thank you so much.